So here and now in 2021, what is the single best guard dog breed on the planet? Well, that is exactly what I'm going to help you with in this video. Welcome back to the Fenrir Canine Show. Now, if we are just meeting, my name's Will. I'm a canine behaviourist and I'm the founder here at Fenrir Canine Leaders. We have various different channels across YouTube, spanning well over 250,000 subscribers, with hundreds of thousands of followers on different platforms, and the biggest online training school in the world. Now, I definitely don't say that to brag. What I say it for is to let you know that we have huge data pools and ability to look internationally at not what only are the better dogs, the dogs that are succeeding at the highest levels, the dogs that are having the least amount of behavior problems, but also which dogs are simply the most popular in any given category. So what I want to do, we did this last year and I want to do it for this year, is to say what I've learned in the last year, what we've noticed as a company with our thousands of data points, to let you know what the top 5 guard dog breeds are here and now in 2021. And at number 5, clinging in, is the Doberman. Now, the Doberman is definitely, in our opinion, in terms of popularity, on a downward trajectory. There are people that are definitely favouring different breeds that we're going to talk about more, but I think that really is a shame. The Doberman, for me, is one of my favourite guard dog breeds on the planet. If you get a well-bred, stable Doberman from a rock-solid breeder, they are wonderful and a joy to work with. Eager to please, really eager to look up to you for guidance and direction, which is better than many of the other guarding breeds that tend to be much more confident and independent, especially for more novice owners that don't necessarily have the experience to be able to work with those really highly demanding guard dog breeds, like many of the livestock guardians, for example. But the Doberman is just a fun dog to work, a fun dog to do obedience with, a fun dog to take out and explore the world with, and bring them back into the home. They have a decent off switch where they will settle down if you teach them how to, which can make them excellent companions in the home as well. Do all of those things right, built on the foundations, and the Doberman is an absolutely wonderful guard dog, and I'm happy we were still able to just about squeeze it into this list, and I hope over the coming years their kind of popularity and respect picks back up a little bit. At number 4, we have the Belgian Malinois. Now, this one has been a fascinating thing for me to observe, in particularly over the last 12 months. It has been well known in the guarding world, especially in the personal protection world, in the military and the police canine world, that the Belgian Malinois is one of the best on the planet, and people have known that for many, many years. However, what I have noticed, and we have noticed, is that Belgian Malinois are picking up massive levels of popularity in the, what they might call the civilian world, or what we might call in the companion world. Now, for me, that's a dual-edged sword. On one hand, it's awesome. In the right hands, Belgian Malinois are insane to train. Probably the most trainable breed in the planet if you know what you're doing. However, if you don't know what you're doing, they can be one of the most challenging breeds. Intensely driven, intense working drive, intense energy levels, intense requirement for mental stimulation, and intense requirements for exercise. If you can't meet those things, they can and do become absolute disasters. If you can meet those things, they might not be a better dog breed on the planet. It is worth noting that Malinois are very much handler-driven guard dogs. So if you want to get into sports in the personal protection realm, your IPOs, your Schutzhund trials, any kind of police or military canine type bite work, they're up there with the best breeds in the world, if not the best breed in the world. If you're looking for a dog that is very naturally guarding, they might not be the best choice. They will usually sound a good alarm, but they're not necessarily reliable unless they've been reliably trained to do so. So, dual-edged sword. One hand, the best guard dog breed on the planet. On the other hand, a disaster and a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. At number 3, which is very interesting because I would have usually had this in the top 1 or 2, is the German Shepherd. Again, one of the most well-known guard dog breeds in the planet because of their such frequent international use across the world for police and military roles, and rightfully so. Everything we just said about the Malinois in terms of that personal protection realm absolutely applies to the German Shepherd. In my opinion, in terms of that companionship side role, German Shepherds, especially more show-line German Shepherds as opposed to working-line German Shepherds, are much better suited for the more average Joe owner who wants a guard dog breed in their home than a Malinois is, which is why I've creeped them up. In terms of popularity, especially in the companionship world, they are still the more popular breed, but they're definitely dropping a little bit, which I don't think is a huge concern. Everybody knows the German Shepherd now. They're tried, true and tested. As long as responsible breeding practices continue to happen, and as long as responsible owners, whether in working roles or companion roles, continue to provide them with the rules, boundaries and expectations, I believe they'll continue to flourish as one of the best guard dog breeds in the world for many decades to come. At number 2, and a breed that surprised me, especially in terms of popularity and for us here at Fenrir, has been the Rottweiler. Now, usually I would have had the German Shepherd above the Rottweiler, but in 2021, we here at Fenrir have noticed a huge surge in the rise of interest and popularity around the Rottweiler. Some of our highest performing videos on this channel have been revolving around the Rottweiler, where they were usually always exclusively revolving around the dog that we're going to talk about that still, spoiler alert, is maintaining the number 1 position. However, talking about the Rottweilers, like the German Shepherds, they are tried, true and tested guard dog breeds. They tend to be slightly more independent and confident and more naturally assertive in the guardian realms. However, they still carry incredible levels of trainability, which means in the more handler-driven protection roles and sports, they can still achieve to extremely high levels. I imagine most of the guys out in the protection world will agree that your Shepherds and your Malinois will outperform your Rotties in those sports, but Rotties still can perform at extremely high levels, and they also transition, like the German Shepherd, beautifully into companion roles, providing they are given extremely clear rules, boundaries and expectations by a rock solid, calm, consistent canine leader. Without those things, Rottweilers can and do go very badly. Lots of my work as a canine behaviourist revolves around Rottweilers with aggression and bite incidents. 99.9 times out of 100 stems from a fault with the owner not providing that leadership and those rules, boundaries and expectations. However, when I get the privilege to meet a Rottweiler, a good, well-balanced, well-behaved Rottweiler, they are simply a joy, and they are a testament to those foundation principles of leadership and rules, boundaries and expectations. Which brings us on to our dog in the number 1 place that has retained the number 1 place since the last time I did this video, and that is the Corso. Now, the Corso continues to absolutely boom in popularity. That boom in popularity, as a fan of the breed, for me is exciting. It's awesome that other people are starting to learn how truly wonderful and spectacular and multifaceted this breed is. But there is also a flip side to that boom in popularity that is a real shame. As a canine behaviourist, as somebody that volunteers my time at local shelters that works with police cases, so dogs that have had to be removed by the police for many different reasons, oftentimes aggression type behaviours, bite type behaviours, it is a real shame when I see my inbox and those shelters are starting to become more and more and more filled with Corso cases. And I am concerned that this boom in popularity, similar to what the Pit Bull Terrier went through, it might start to happen with the Corso. Everything we do here at Fenrir is to keep dogs out of shelters and off of euthanasia tables, to keep owners having the joy of owning these breeds, including these guard dog breeds. And it's our mission to help educate people and to advocate for these dogs. And as a community, I think it's something that is so important that we pull together to be able to achieve. And that means that we must be advocating for proper breeding practices. We must be advocating for the right type of people getting these breeds that have the right kind of skill and experience. We must be advocating for a calm, consistent, leadership-based approach with these breeds, of teaching the dogs not only what we want from them, but also helping them understand what we don't want from them. So a balanced training approach is so key and vital to keeping the reputation of these dogs where it should be. That in the right hands, they are one of the best dog breeds on the planet. And in terms of the guard dog breeds, I'm still more than happy to keep them in the #1 spot, and the world seems to agree with the booming levels of popularity. Let's just make sure that we keep that reputation sound. Now, if you do need help with any of those things, in choosing a breed, in training a breed, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're not already. We also have another channel called Fenrir Canine Training, where we help you understand what it is that is required to have these types of breeds be wonderful, in control, safe and reliable companions. So I hope you come and join us over there as well, and allow us to help keep pushing our mission forward of keeping these dogs out of shelters and off of euthanasia tables. So I can't wait to speak to you soon.